Talk to us about what the vision is here and how much demand you think there will be.
Thank you, Emily, for having me. The what is very clear. If you think about like access to investing, one of the big gaps we see is that you don't have access to the companies that you're investing in. So this launch, what we're doing right inside the Robinhood app, being able to connect to companies that you invested in, talking to CEOs, asking questions, upvoting, following up, and engaging with them, including, as you said, Elon Musk, but also our own management team. What we think it does is actually give a channel for retail investors to express their ideas, to ask questions. And if you think about it, that happens today for institutional shareholders. And we think that's an opportunity for participation and long-term, yes, ownership for all investors, big or small.
Now, companies that use this technology range from Robinhood, as you say, as well as Tesla, AMC. What's been the reaction from CEOs like Elon Musk? What do they get out of this?
I think it's been fascinating, Emily, because on one hand, I think for the retail investors, this is a great opportunity for them, for their voices to be heard. But the company's reaction has been equally positive and interesting because they find that the retail investors are asking questions. They're often, if you think about it, these are not just ticker symbols for many of these folks, right? Myself included. These are brands that they believe in, companies that they are passionate about, themes that they care about, clean energy, et cetera. So the questions they ask are a lot more pertinent, like about the product roadmap, about where the company is going, and expressing strong desire for the company to do well. So the companies themselves are also really excited about this.
Robinhood is increasingly not just giving users the tools to make investments, but also advice on what investments to make. You've got this trade recommendations now for beginner investors. How do you make those recommendations and ensure you're making the right recommendations?
Look, I think the arc here is very simple, right? This company, Robinhood, is all about expanding access to investing. Now, we started out doing that with zero fees, fractional ownership, better education, 24/7 support through customer service, the crypto. And this recommendations is another step. And in fact, actually, it's designed for first-time investors. And with education to aid them to make the starting choice. And the minimum is $20. And the way we do that is basically analyze the risk profile of the customer based on inputs from the customer. We also match it with the portfolios that we do have, diversified portfolios that we do have. And it's industry standard methods like, Black-Litman, modern portfolio theory, and make sure that people can, again, get started investing. One thing I want to say here, Emily, is that this is a product, what we are seeing is disproportionately useful and engaging for customers who don't have a specific stock in mind, right? And they all are told, in fact, actually many women, they're all told to start investing, but they see that message, intellectually get it, and they don't know where to get started. And this is meant to aid that process.
Interesting. Everybody certainly has to start somewhere. Now, of course, Robinhood has been accused of gamifying investing, glorifying gambling. Do you think you could be venturing into dangerous territory by moving in that direction?
Look, I think there's a vast chasm between gamification and what we do, which is accessible design, right? And what do I mean by that? When we say accessible design that is intuitive, right? So that you're not kind of running into dead ends and mazes on a mobile phone, which, let's face it, is the primary computing device for many, many people. So we should be careful about not, being patronizing or being elitist in terms of like, hey, if the wealthy do it, it's investing. And if you start to get a line of sight into your financial future, it's gambling. It has to be intuitive. So that's accessible design. And second, we're also really keen on making sure that the information is in context. So we've been working on these bite-sized explainers, whatever step you take within the application, to be able to explain in context, what is PE ratio, what's market cap, what about this crypto coin, et cetera. Okay. If those things are accessible design, we want to do more of them.
Robinhood just launched crypto wallets in beta. How's it going so far? How much demand has there been? And especially, what kind of activity are you seeing, given that we seem to be in the middle of a crypto winter?
Great question, and actually very timely. We just announced that the beta program is live. Really excited about it. And there's two things here. One, there's close to 2 million people on the wait list. We are systematically approaching this we're developing in public, as I call it. working with the crypto community, working with our customers, iterating on the product and making that better. The second thing here is that we're doing it in a way that is both intuitive and safety first. Making sure that we've all heard stories of folks who are, have lost their coins, who are kind of like can't access them. So we really want to make sure that the security and safety is right in place. And that's why we're taking the time to do that. And look, crypto, I think, again, for us, it's a lens into access to investing. There's a whole new set of customers and people coming on board and getting started in investing with crypto. And that's what we want to enable. It's a long game, right? And we want to make sure that we do it safely.
So let's talk about what really matters. Are you going to list Shiba Inu or not?
I was almost sure that, Emily, you'd start with when SHIBA. Look, I mean, first of all, really appreciate the community and, love seeing the energy around Robinhood. We don't take that for granted. At the same time, I cannot and will not talk about token listings. The thing I will assure folks is that, again, we are systematically putting our building blocks in place to be able to enable great crypto products. It started with actually like enabling access to coins, and we are the best and most inexpensive way that you can actually get into this new emerging economy. Crypto wallets, you just heard me talk about it. We also launched crypto gifting. You'll see us continue to play in this space, but we're not going to play, crypto bingo.
All right. We are coming up on the one-year anniversary of the so-called retail revolt when Robinhood paused buying of GameStop shares to massive protest. I'm curious how you reflect on that 1 year later and, what you're doing to make sure Robinhood never finds itself in a storm like that, if you will, again.
Emily, I think there's one thing specific to Robinhood per se. Of course, it's made the company stronger, greater controls, and that's why we launched 24/7 customer support. We're the only major crypto platform, for example. It offers that. It's just made the company a lot more robust and resilient in terms of infrastructure. But the broader point I see is that the baby, the bathwater, is that retail energy, and there's a lot of appetite and energy for retail investors to express their voices. And that's why what we launched today in terms of actually channeling that and being able to connect retail investors directly with the companies they invest in, we think that's the beginning of shareholder democracy and retail investor participation at a whole different level, right? I mean, it's no longer restricted to Wall Street. It's about the Main Street.